Welcome to the refill. Welcome to the refill. I'm your host, Ron Dang. Listen, we back for another great episode 43. Listen, if y'all been rocking with us since day one, y'all already know how we get down from since day one, since the first show. But if y'all new to the podcast, let me tell y'all what this podcast about, what y'all about to get into. This podcast is a podcast that highlight all the gospel rap artists around the world, the DJs, the promoters, the influencers, people that make gospel rap, the DJs, people that make gospel rap move and shake and rattle roll global wide, man. Tonight we got another great show, but before we bring on our feature artist tonight, man, listen, y'all do us a favor. If y'all like the show, you know, let us know how we doing. Like, share, and comment. You know, comment in the spaces below in the show. Let us know what we're doing. Also, if you're an artist and if you looking to come on the show, email us. You see the information scrolling at the bottom. Just send us an email. We want to check you out, and if you fit the format of the show, we're gonna plug you in. We're gonna put you in the game. And the last thing is this, man. If you love what we're doing, if you've been coming week after week after week, and you know how we get down, you love what we're doing, or if you're new to the show, if you want to contribute to the show financially, look at the bottom of the screen. You see some information scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Cash Out, VENMO, PayPal, everything. We need money to continue to grow this platform, just like everybody need money. The Bible say money answers all things. We need money for bills. We need money for wheels. We need money for J's. And we need money for everything. But we not using y'all money to buy no J's. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We using y'all money to help build this platform. So, man, people do donate to the show, and everybody who donate to the show, we do appreciate it. Any amount we do. Listen, I'm going to quit talking. I just had to do that house cleaner real quick. I'm going to bring on this next artist, man. Let me tell you. Again, I guess this week is, the last 2 weeks is back-to-back Memphis 10 artists. I tell everybody that come on the show, y'all already know how I feel about Memphis. Y'all know how I feel about the South, but you sure know how I feel about Memphis. I tell people all the time, Memphis like my second home. I done been up and down that thing, in the city, all around the city. Look at everywhere around that thing. I tell people all the time, man, Memphis like my second home to me. It's just 2 hours away from the driveway. But tonight, we're going to bring on another artist who I think is just one of the great artists in this thing. I'm not just saying that because I've been following this brother for a long time. Every time, you know, I heard about this brother, I'm like, Triz, man, who is Triz? I peeped this music out a long time ago. I've been up on it a long time ago, but he gonna turn y'all on to it tonight. And so we're gonna bring him on. Triz, what's good, brother?
Man, what's good with you?
Already, man. We're glad you're in the game tonight on the refill, man. Bro, introduce yourself and we're going to get into this interview, man.
When I go by Triz, you know, I'm from the M-Town. I love doing a little something. Nothing special.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro, we're gonna take. I always ask this first question with every artist to come on the show. This is the very first question, and I think I try to just set the tone of this thing. Bro, what was it? Tell everybody who watching the show. What was it that got you into the gospel rap Christian hip hop space, and what was it like? Share a little bit about your life before getting into this space.
I'm finna name some names y'all probably need to know, but
go ahead.
When I was growing up, I wasn't really allowed to listen to a lot of secular music. It was like Michael Jackson, or MC Hammer, something like that. You know, when growing up, I listened to like strictly Christian music, gospel music.
Right.
But then this guy came out of church named Mr. Excitement. I don't even know if y'all ever heard of it, but he was like a Christian rapper.
Right.
And I'm talking, we burnt that tape up. Mr. Excitement, we burnt the tape up. So then somebody put me on the gospel gangsters back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got on the gospel gangsters, whatever. So the way we started rapping, so we in the youth group, and our youth group, we going to other churches, other youth groups and stuff, and all different youth groups, they rapping, they singing, they dancing, all that type of stuff. So our youth council was like, hey, what can y'all do? So some people were like, we can dance, we can sing. So a group of us, we were like, we can rap. look, I ain't never wrote no rap before in my life. We like, man, we can rap, So, we formed this group, and some of y'all know it, called War Clique.
Yes, sir.
And so we formed a group called War Clique. My boy, C. Michael, he's still doing his thing, whatever. And some more of us, whatever. And man, that's pretty much how it started. We started out taking a couple of raps, like secular rap, and kind of switching the words. Like hey in the middle of the bar, old school, back in the day. That master P make them say, and we switched the words around and stuff. And then after that, we started writing our own stuff, and it was a rap. It just took off from there.
Right, I already shout out to War Clique. Look, I know who War Clique is, but a lot of cats who don't know, I remember because that's how I got the introduction to y'all. You, C. Michael. I can't think of the other cat. It was one more. It was about 5 of y'all, wasn't it? About 4 by 4, 5.
I mean, at one point it was like 9, but it narrowed down to a good 5. You had Caesar, you had Big E. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just you had a Mega Style.
Right.
Yeah, so it was a core 5. Caesar, he been on the tracks, and see Michael still doing his thing.
Right. Already, yeah. I always lead off with that first question, man, just to set the tone for the show and let cats know, man. The one thing this podcast try to do is show the history of, I don't necessarily want to create a podcast and say, okay, here goes somebody who got a lead single. We just gonna talk about this single for 15 minutes and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I like to get into the history of this thing and just let cats know that gospel rap, it ain't new. A lot of people are not familiar with it, but I tell people it's not new, and now the folks ain't rapping on stage with suits on and shiny black shoes.
We been here drill, we been here swag, baby.
Yes, sir.
I grew with known for that. You know what I'm saying? When we hit the scene, you gonna know it was something different about them boys. Them boys were fresh. Them boys, you know what I'm saying? They would drill whatever you want to call it.
Already.
We was always on top of that.
Yes, sir. Bro, walk me through that first project you put together. No, before that, let's go back to War Clique a little bit. Talk about some of the success stories with why being a member of War Clique.
War Clique, it was kind of when we started War Clique, Christian rap really wasn't accepted everywhere yet.
Right.
So we it was kind of like we still breaking down doors. We were going some places, some people turning their nose up. Some people looking crazy. And you got another crowd over there they rocking with. Young folks rocking with. So we had to kind of grasp on. Old folks had to kind of grasp on too. But you had a lot of folks. They were like gospel rap or Christian rap wasn't a god.
Right.
I didn't. So we were kind of like and I don't know if you remember, it was a group called One Accord back in the day.
I remember them.
And they, what I'm saying, they were kind of like a little bit before us in the city of Memphis.
Right.
And then, we got named DJ Bo. DJ Bo was hard on the tracks. We had like this, what I'm saying? We had the whole thing kind of the soul factory we used to go to back in the day and all that. But, what I'm saying, workfully, we were kind of like, it was kind of trendsetters. And it's like, because it wasn't too many, it wasn't really accepted good yet. So we took it, and like you said, it wasn't all about the suits and all that type of stuff. We took it and we took a real flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? We took I guess like a secular vibe to it and brought gospel to it. You know what I'm saying? And mixed it, and we made it like where anybody can listen to it. It's like you know what I'm saying? Like if you weren't Christian and you heard it, you bobbed your head and you thought, damn man, that's gospel rap. You know what I'm saying? That's what we kind of brought to it or whatever, and that's been like our thing or whatever.
Right.
But different stuff we did. I mean, War Clique, man, we went overseas. War Clique, we went to Trinidad, Tobago, Venezuela, Philippines. Throughout the city. Arkansas, North Carolina, Colorado. We did a lot of stuff as War Clique. We changed a lot of lives. Just like testimony wise, we had a song called "Shout," and we performed at a church one day. And we had the song called Shout, and do the song, like toward the end of the song, we didn't tell the crowd to shout. You shout at the God, you give praise to God.
Right.
Shout at the God, whatever. And it was somebody in the crowd, they hadn't talked since they daddy had died. And they hadn't really talked since their daddy died. And while we was doing this song, they just started shouting. They started shouting, and it broke the chain. They changed, the chains broke loose off them. And we didn't know about it, but later on, their youth pastor contacted our youth pastor and gave a testimony or whatever. And it's like, that was a testimony, because it's like folks think that, okay, you can't get those type of results through rap.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But that was the testimony of it, that it was of God. And you know what I'm saying? And you can't. But War Clique, man, we did a lot of stuff throughout the city, man. I mean, throughout the country, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And you right too, bro. I mean, I tell cats all the time. I say, man, I can talk a whole nother 2-3 hours about just stuff I seen take place at a gospel rap event when folks say, y'all just gospel rappers. But I say, you see people like, I had a cat one time walked up and was like, hey, I don't want to, he was about to put out this mixtape, and I forget what city we was in, and he just said something told him don't do it, and then dude walked up to us shaking, and I was like, I thought he was shaking, he was like, oh, okay, he kind of nervous or something, and he wants something, but he was just shaking. He said he didn't know why he was shaking. He was like, just something's telling me don't do that. I said, man, that's that power of God, bro. I said, I said, I don't know if we're going to see each other again. The only thing we can do right now is pray for you and hope you don't put that out there and just do what God telling you to do. And that's the thing. I ain't never seen the cat since, but I know that's just one of the stories. But I tell people all the time, I said, man, gospel rap is like, to me, it's like, if you just cut the music off. Cats ain't doing no but preaching. I said, just like the preachers with the organs in the church. They get the preaching, they hit that organ, boom, 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 and them jokers get the preacher. I said, man, it's the same thing, man. I said, we just got them old dope beats, and we rapping over, right, and that's the difference. But let me ask you this, bro. Now, after War Clique, you doing your thing. Or let me say this. Let me ask you one more War Clique question. What was your initial thoughts of just gospel rap as a industry, as a ministry, when you first started with War Clique? What was your thoughts on it? And then what was the response from people in your city, Memphis, and just churches in general? Tap into that a little bit.
I guess my first response to gospel rap per se.
Yeah, when y'all first got to moving around in it.
I guess, like I said, I grew up in church, whatever. My main thing was, you don't have to be, quote unquote, churchy,
right?
To do it. Like, I guess my main thing was, some people felt like, as long as you were saying Jesus, it didn't nothing else matter. So you know what I'm saying. So if you're a Christian artist, a gospel rap artist, whatever you want to call it, and as long as you were saying Jesus, then you supposed to make it, or somebody supposed to like your music or whatever. Right. Well, I think was we gonna bridge that gap. We gonna be that connection we gonna be bumping enough to catch anybody's attention. But then once we got your attention, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna teach you something.
Right.
So everything we did was professional. Everything we did was professional, from the way we dressed, from the way we, saying, our beats, our recording, the engineering, the mastering, the artwork. Everything we did, we tried to be professional with it. Paperwork. You know what I'm saying, we do shows, be on time, X, Y, Z. And so I take on it was we could be, we could be as professional as the Diddy, you know what I'm saying, but as a Christian.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, because, me growing up, my thing was, like, if I want to listen to it, then I know who you trying to reach.
Right.
Like, you trying to reach somebody in the street. You trying to reach somebody in the street, like, if I want to listen to it, you brought it to me and I want to listen to it, maybe they going to listen to it. So everything we did, we knew we had to come to another level. If we going to minister for real, like you can't play with it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna minister for real. Everything you did had to be on a certain level in order to reach somebody. And you know that was pretty much our take on it. I don't know if I answered the question properly or whatever.
Yeah. You hit on it, bro. Cause the thing is, I tell cats all the time, man. One thing that I'm a big, strong advocate and a proponent of in gospel rap is, you know, do it big. You know what I'm saying? I tell cats all the time. I remember I had signed some cats here in my city with my label, and I would tell them all the time. I said, man, look here, when we on stage, Joker, be fresh. Go get you some J's. If you can't afford to drop that 210 every time they drop, get you one, and keep that pair clean and don't wear it until it's showtime.
Until it's showtime. Now I'm gonna tell you something else that really got me into like one. I ain't gonna say one to rap, but got me into music, looking at music different. Back in the day when I heard you know that Timbaland that Aaliyah 1 in a Million beat.
Right.
Okay, when I heard that a 1 in a Million beat, that because you gotta keep in mind, so I wasn't listening to a whole lot of secular music like growing up and all that type of stuff. But when I heard that Timbaland 1 in a Million beat, that was the first beat I heard that was really kind of unorthodox. It had a different beat pattern to it.
Right.
So you know, before then, all the beats I heard, the same beat pattern, repetitive, whatever. When I heard it, I was like, what's that? And then I kind of heard that Twister on the Pope Pimp.
Right.
First time I had ever heard somebody rapping that fast. I was like, what's that? And them two things together, and when I first started rapping, like my style kind of mimicked. I always wanted something different. And when I first started out, I used to flow. I used to flow like really fast. But we used to do shows and stuff. And like, man, you rapping too fast, they can't understand what you're saying.
Right.
So it kind of defeated the purpose of the ministry. You can't hear what I'm saying. It defeated the purpose. But really, man, them two things, because them two things were different. They was different. So it's like, so when I started doing music, it's like I wanted to be like different. I wanted to, I wanted to do something that, that was professional but different. It kept me on my P's and Q's doing different, But that was another one of my things.
Right, that was something I tell cats, man, especially in today's time, man. I tell cats, man, with the music, everybody sounds the same today. And what I love about, especially just a few years ago, I tell cats, I said rap, it make these trends and different moves every so many years. I said, but what I really appreciate I just say 8 to 9, almost 10 years ago, 5 years ago, is that rappers wasn't sounding the same. Now, you cut on the radio, you hear everything. I'm talking about from secular to gospel. Everybody sound the same. And they sound like they all go to the same rap school, the same rap warehouse, and everybody sound identical. The beat makers, everybody. And so that's one thing that I appreciate is I've matured rap-wise, as I matured gospel rap-wise especially, to appreciate the cats that stand out. Like I know No Music, C. Michael Music, War Click, everybody in Memphis, man. I done heard everybody in Memphis. If I ain't heard nobody, they must be brand new, but bro, everybody I heard Memphis, but everybody sound different. You know what I'm saying? That's what I appreciate about that right there. Bro, let me ask you this. But back to what you're saying, man. I tell cats all the time, especially around me, I say, hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with having some swag, Joker. I remember I was on a panel, and this cat, he directed a question towards me, and I never forget it. I was at this church panel, and he said, man, Ron Daniel, I'm going to ask you something. He said, Ron Daniel, I'm asking you this question. I said, well, go ahead, bro. And he shot it to me. And the question was, he said he got a Ford Expedition. He said he just got it. He said he wanted to put some rims on it. And I said, okay. I said, he said he trying to do that. He said, I'm trying to be saved too, you know. I said, well, cool. So my answer to him was, I said, bro, you know what Sammy said? It's a shop here, dude named Sammy. I said, you know what Sammy said? He said, yeah. I said, take your truck around there and get that thing sized up for the biggest tires you can put on there, and put some rubber bands on that thing, and tell them to take the back seat out and put some 12s up and down that thing. And he looked at me shocked. I said, man, look here, get all that and just be holy, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. And look, right, I told him, I said, get my CD and bump it, and let them test it out on the 12. You know, so I told myself, man, just be holy, man. God don't care about that stuff. We love them things. I love them things. You know, so but I tell you, kids, ain't nothing wrong with swag and drip and none of that stuff, man.
We supposed to be the trendsetters, man. We the one supposed to have it.
Right.
We the one supposed to be doing it big.
Right. But I tell cats all the time, I say, man, in gospel rap, I tell cats, man, that gospel rap supposed to be doing it big. I love seeing gospel rap when it's in certain arenas like the BET Awards and the whatever, the MTV Award, whatever award show. You know, just outside of the, you know, what we know as far as the Stellars, the Dubs, those good too. I said, but they supposed to be in the mainstream area, what we call mainstream. You know, and let that light shine. And I be on the sideline shaking the pom poms, telling them boys to go get it, because if you can get up there, it's a more cats finna get up there too. So exactly. I tell him, man, bro, let me ask you this, bro. So now, War Click is no more. You doing your own thing. What was your first thoughts as far as like doing the solo thing? Because I was in a group back in the day. I'm talking about this before the Lord. Just out there. Hey, I tell people all the time, I grew up in the church from 8 to 13. 8 years old to 13 years old. And I tell people all the time that, you know, I played in the streets a little bit. It was enough to know what time it is. I say that. And so, but I was in a group then. I knew that group feeling versus now you doing a solo thing. Like you got to foot everything. But what was your thoughts on now you doing the solo thing now?
Man, I always been there. Nice playing. Real talk. When I was in the group, okay, you know what I'm saying? You in a group, and,
right?
Man, you got this one verse, and you come hard as you can come in this one verse.
Right.
You got this one verse, and you just this left foot just killed in verse.
Right.
And so it's like I'm used to getting these verses, and just like I'm listening to somebody else, and I'm gonna come different. If they rapping like this, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna flow this thing, I'm gonna kill this one verse.
Oh, really?
So now I ain't in the group no more, and I gotta write a whole song.
Yes, sir.
So now my thoughts gotta spread out.
Right.
You can't put everything in this. So now my thoughts. So to be honest, writing my first song, I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this solo thing. It's like I write my first song because I'm like, all right, I wrote the first verse, but I supposed to talk about the second verse. I put everything in the first verse.
Right.
You know. But man, after I wrote this first song, like it was a rap. It's like I wrote this first song, and then you gotta keep in mind too, like, you know, we had our own studios.
Right.
You know, Walkley had our own studio. And then, you know, we had another partner. We did this outside time, had our own studio. I had in-house producers. You know, Caesar. You know, he was making beats that was in Walkley. He was still tracking after Walkley.
Right.
And then, you know, we had a guy named Maestro. That was working. You know, him and Maestro, they were Ridiculous Productions or whatever. I had in-house producers, so it's like, man, after that first song, it's like it just big. It was over. Like it was over. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the studio every day. It was over Mega Style House. It was like his family. You know, I'm over there all the time and kicking it. And after that first song, it was a rap.
Right. You know, a lot of cats. I'm glad you said that, because a lot of cats, man, they you know, when they hit that solo thing, that's a whole nother challenge, man. You know, to me, it's like I know what you're saying by putting everything in that first song, and you got to say, wait a minute, I got to spread this thing out through 12 to 15 songs. Well, cats ain't making 15 songs no more. Cats will give you 6 songs and say it's an album. I said, man, that ain't no album, man. It's an EP. I said, nah, that ain't no EP. Right. And so, you know, that's the game now. You know, the download game, the streaming game. And so I told Cat, I said, I still put out a 20 song banger, man, and put that thing out there and let the people decide. But bro, let me ask you this, bro. What was your response from the people when you put that first? You know, cause everybody. I'm just like you. I'm just like everybody. And I know you know where I'm finna go with this. Is that everybody want, you know, everybody to rock with that with your project. You done put your blood, sweat, tears, money, everything into this project. What was the response when you put that thing out there?
I got a good response. I ain't never really had a negative response. Everybody, man, why you ain't blew up yet? Why you ain't blew up yet? That, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. And I'm like, man, that's depending on y'all. I mean, you ask me why I ain't blew up yet. Like, I ain't blew up yet till y'all ain't sure enough.
Right.
I feel, but I mean, I always get. I never really got this lot of bad responses. Whatever. Now I could have did more. I actually out their first project. You remember Cross Movement?
Yeah.
They actually hit me up about signing a deal one time. Out their first project.
Right.
But I don't know what happened to that. You know, kind of lost contact. You know, can't do it or whatever. But I mean, I got a lot of good responses out their first project.
Right. And you mentioned Cross Movement, you know, cats this watching this right now, Cross Movement, you know, them boys, you know, they're out of Philadelphia, East Coast. And them boys, you know, they said I say especially business wise, they set the tone real big, because, you know, they was at that time they signed to a pretty big indie label. I won't say they was out. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this now. One thing I always did, because you know, I rap at I do Christian rap, but then, you know, I rap at schools and stuff and all that type of stuff too. And so, you know, I always said a mixture. So, you know, when you go to school, you can't say Jesus.
Right.
So I always have some songs that kind of bait you in. And then my philosophy is, okay, once I got your attention, like, I can tell you what I want to tell you. Once you think I'm bumping, I can tell you E grads. If you like my music enough, you go out there. You want to think about it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like music can do that to you. You know, music could, you know what I'm saying? Once, like a fan, you got a true fan, like, you know what I'm saying? You have a big influence. So, yes, but like when I was talking Cross Movement, I was kind of telling them, you know, I know what they stood for. And I was kind of telling them, I was like, you know, I still need to be able to do me. Because I got my own ministry. I know what God told me to do. And so, you know, I know my lane. I know what lane got. It's kind of like what Lecrae was kind of doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where, you know, where. I think he kind of came back now. I know he kind of veered off a little while. You know? But the straight part that he was doing, he kind of had like music that was, you know what I'm saying? It was, you know, you don't do nothing secular, nothing bad. You know what I'm saying? But you have like some crowd, something being, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of made a man or whatever. And then, you know, and it's kind of like, you know, I had a mixture of stuff like that, like on my CD. And I don't know if they didn't like that, or I don't, you know, I don't know what it was, but I always told people I gotta be able to do me. But I'm the same dude though that book a show at the bar.
Yes, sir.
And doing, you know what I'm saying, Christian rap while they drinking their drinks. Like I was just saying, dude, though, you know, that's just me.
Right. And you know what? A lot of cats against that. I remember I did a show at a partner of mine here in the city, in the Rocktown. He had at the time he did it's like a showcase or something. It was at a club. And he called me. He said, bro, I know you. He said, man, I've been knowing you. I know how you get down. He said, man, but I want you to come and do something up in here, man. So we chopped it up. I went in. you know, and they in there doing their thing. You know, and I told them, I said, you know, they was, man, what you want to drink? I said, man, give me a Sprite and give me the mic and get out the way and cut the music up loud. You know, and I had a couple of folks kind of looked at me crazy, but I told myself, man, let me tell you something, man. I said, to me, it's ministry. You go. I didn't go in there to drink. I ain't go in there to try to run up on some women or none of that mess. I went in there, did what I did. I knew some cats in there. I was like, man, what's up? They like, man, what you doing there? I said, you heard it, you know, and I got out of there. And so I take cats all the time, man. I said, man, go where God taking you, where God telling you to go, and that's true about what you're saying too. About like you have to do what God telling you to do. You know what a lot of cats do? They start this thing and then they become somebody a piece of clay. They get signed to these deals and them deals shut them up. And I'm like, man, do what God telling you to do.
My thing always been, I'm like, you know, you got different folks with different ministries. You got some folks that they strictly for the church. They ministry is for church folks.
Right.
Then you got other folks that ministry is to get folks in the street.
Right.
So you got some folks that's to nourish church folks, and then you got some folks that's outreach that is made to go get folks that's not saved.
Right.
And I was, you know, one of those people that catch the attention of somebody that ain't thought about God.
Right.
And my goal is to bait you in.
Right. I tell cats, man, you sure hit it on the head, bro, because, you know, I tell people all the time, I said, man, I done rapped, I'm talking about in the hood with the bangles. Like I'm talking about literally. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm talking about like one of the part. I don't know if you remember that Banging and Little Rock thing that HBO did. Back in the day, and that thing put a stain on our city. Folks still talk about that thing. Like they still. I said, no, I don't know what they doing. I ain't really in the streets like that. I know what they doing, but they ain't doing that. You know. But I tell them, I said, man, I said we went to one of those parks that was featured. On that documentary, and I remember, man, we was setting the show up, and we was passing out flyers at the Kroger's, and the dude saw the flyer. He said, man, y'all going around there to Petway? We like, yeah. 21st, I said, yeah, we're gonna be there tomorrow. And next thing dude said, he said, he started laughing. He said, man, somebody gonna die tomorrow. And then I started laughing. I said, no, ain't nobody finna die. I said, because I know somebody who gonna control everything. And so we got out there, man, 25 Blood gang members out there. And one of the people on my street team pointed it out, because we was setting the stage up. So I wasn't on the stage. It's like 95, 100 degrees. It's hot out there. And she said, what you want to do? So I got up from on the stage, and I looked. I said, no. I said, tell them boys they need to stay. I said, but she didn't want to go over there. She was an old lady. She didn't want to go over there. I said, look, tell the dudes that's over there cooking all the food, the hot dog. We giving out free food, hot dogs, hamburgers, Cokes. All the local stores donated all the food to us. And so we gave it out. We gave it out to whoever came out. About 200 people showed up out there, so we gave all the food out. So I told them boys, I said, tell them to stay. Tell them we got about 30 more minutes. We're gonna be ready. So after the show, about 5, 6 of them stayed. No, it's about 8 of them total. 8 of them total stayed. 5 of them, bro, walked up to us and put the dope money in our hand and said, bring the show back out here. We had a meeting, a follow-up meeting, Tuesday. 3 days. No, it was a Saturday. 3 days after. One of the cats that was part of my street team, he had an issue with it. I told myself, man, let me tell you something. At that time, I owned a barber shop. I said, bro, let me tell you something. I said, I own a barber shop. I said, I don't know what these boys doing with these crumbled up $20 bills they give me. They might be, I know what they selling when they give me crumbled up dollar bill, and they might be rolling up, tooting up lines of cocaine. I said, I don't know what they doing. I said, God will use anybody to give you what you need to get done, what you need to get done. I said, that day, I asked him, I said, did we ask for an offer? He said, no, did nobody ask for an offer. I said, well, there you go. I said, they saw something and they want to change, and they saw that. But I'm with you on that, bro. You got some people that's for the church. You got some cats that's going to get out there and move around in them streets to get people into the church. And so, but you hit it on the head, bro. Let me ask you this, bro. What's been, I'm going to piggyback off that right there. What's been the response just you moving around in the streets with gospel rap? What's been that type of response from folks that saying, "Oh, okay, you different, you a gospel rapper, but I rock with what you doing"?
I'm gonna say this right here. Man, the Christian people, you
Right.
get the most negative response from the Christian people.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
But the folks in the street
Right.
is like they understand.
Right.
Like the
Right.
folks in the street but that's who I'm doing it for.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't care the people that don't get it. It ain't for you. It wasn't
Right.
for you to begin with.
Right.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? I mean, you don't get it, so be it, you know.
Right.
But the one, but you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else, they get it. You know what I'm saying? And the
Right.
response be good. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I might present something to them, and they be like, bro, I don't even know. Like either I be like, I ain't even know they had Christian rap, or I ain't know Christian rap could be like this, or you know what I'm saying, or man, that's just hard, man. You got something else, or you know what I'm saying? And they get it. Like even the guy I record with now, like Christian rap was a joke to him.
Right.
Before he made me like the first song I recorded with him, it wasn't like, you know, it was because he got a regular studio. Like when I come in there, you know, some folks before me might be smoking some weed or something. He'd be like he'll tell me, hey, hold on, stay in the car. And, you know, go spray it out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that's the environment. So the first song I recorded in there, you know, it was just like a regular song. So you know, he you know, Christian rap, he'd always laugh at it. He was like, man, this guy, you know what I'm saying? So then one day, the next song I recorded was the one, I think the last one you heard, the Keep Flowing song.
Right.
The video too.
Right.
So when I recorded that, you know what I'm saying, with my guy. And when I got done, he was like, man, that's Christian. He said, man, that's a hard, man. but it changed his outlook on all Christian rap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because beforehand, he laughed at all Christian rap. Like everybody said, "Did Christian rap?" It was like a joke to him. Like, what's Christian rap? So now every time he needs somebody to do Christian rap, he has to be, you know, Triz,
Right.
You know, but like I say, like somebody in the church might not understand what I do, but somebody like everybody, like folks in the street or people that I'm trying to reach, man, they totally get, they eat on it. You know what I'm saying? They get it.
Yes, sir. And that's the thing, man. You know, I tell people, man, all the time that, you know, God, you know, God is so diverse and how he use us to move around. You know, to me, I tell people all the time, you know, to me, the way I view gospel rap is kind of like the army. You got the regular army. I ain't never been to the military, but I got family members that you know, been to the military. But you got the regular army, and then you got the Army Rangers. You see what I'm saying? You got the Navy, and then you got the Navy SEALs. And so they said, man, what you talking about? I said, man, it's like we the special forces, you know, to go out there and get these boys and turn them on. And really, now if I can get mature in the Lord, now I say, okay, I understand what seed planting and watering is now. I get it now. I tell people, I say, man, I might be out in the store and just to make a cat curious about who Jesus is. I was in Walmart. I went to Walmart and then to get a USB cable. This had to been last year when COVID first hit real strong, and the cat saw me. He told I guess that was his girlfriend and his wife or something. He said, that dude, that dude, I know that dude, that's a gospel rapper dude. And he said, man, you Ron Daniel? And for, you know, I don't know the dude, so I'm like, I might be. I said, yeah, man, I might be. But you know, I don't know. Hey, these boys, they do some goofy things around here, man. I said, I might be. So he said, no. He said, man, you came to my church, man. You did the outreach thing. He said, he told the way, he said, that's him. I said, yeah, it is. So I was just telling about, you know, why I was there to get a cable for this podcast. We talking on that. And so I told him, you know, tune in. He was asking me what's going on. But I knew he was a hood dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, what this dude? He said the outreach, he must have came to one of them parks or something. And so, but I tell people all the time, I said, man, gospel rap, it's like we the special forces in the game. you know, you got the trap rappers, you got the cats talking about trap, all the trap politics. You can handle everything, putting the money up to their ear, everything. I said, but we cats, this supposed to shed the light in the game, you know. And so, and the response, you know, I'm with you on that. The response, you know, the street cats, they love it, but the folks in church, they open up to it now. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say them be the ones that so judgmental. We probably be the most non-judgmental, and them be the ones that be the most judgmental. If you ain't doing it a certain way, straight in like they think it's supposed to be done, then it's wrong. It ain't like they ain't hold it. I'm like, man, check the facts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go back and you know what I'm saying, and look at this again. You know what I'm saying? Dissect this again and tell me where it's wrong.
Right. You know. I told the cat, man, I remember doing the show, and I thank God for this conversation too. We just chopping it up tonight, but I thank God for this one dude, man. He was 84 years old. I never forget this show. I talk about it all the time, man. Whenever I think about it, but his youth passed about me. His youth passed like, hey man, I came to one of your events. I know how you get down, man. He told me, man, just calm. He said, and I don't want you to change nothing. Come as you are. So I told him, why you think I'm finna change something? So I told my wife, she said, she know me. My wife know me. She said, well, I know you finna go hit that store and get right. I said, you already know. So I went in the store. They had all this army fatigue. That's when the army fatigue was in. That about a few years ago. Man, I bust up in that Joker, man. I'm talking about looking like I'm in the Marines in that Joker with some J's on my feet. So walked in there, man. They looking like, man, who this dude walking here? I'm talking, I put the hat on, everything. In there rapping, man. I did about a whole 45, 50 minute set just going in. And so I remember this older dude. He was an older dude. Like everybody in there was younger. Old dude sitting in the front, but I didn't know who this cat was. I didn't know who. I'm just rapping, going in right in front of him. You know, you just rapping. You know how it is, man. You rapping, everything kind of a blur, but you focus on this one cat. Didn't know that was the pastor of the church. Didn't know it all. So when my set was over, I go to my table. I'm sitting over there. You know what it is, selling CDs, shirts, and all that. He stood up and he said, listen, y'all. He said, I'm 84 years old. He said, and God showed me today, he said that he can use anything to draw people to him. And he said, I won't say nothing about, he said Christian rap, Christian hip hop, and he said, I think he called me a hip hopper. He said, I won't say nothing about the hip hoppers no more. I said, well, yeah, don't say nothing about the hip hoppers. And so he said that, but I saw, and like I said, I saw what it did for him, and that's how I had changed. But you right, man. These churches, man, I tell cats all the time. I said, if churches truly understood the power that they not the power that they have, but if they really understood the power of gospel rap, bro, you'll be doing 5-6 shows a Sunday. I'll be doing 5-6 shows a Sunday. I'm talking about every Sunday. It be, man, how many shows you got? Man, about 5 or how many you got now? About 4, about 7. Because if they understood that, they'll say, man, bring Triz in to offset what they listen to on their iPhones and Androids anyway. You know. I'm
saying, I'm like, if you trying to reach young folks,
but
young folks ain't into the old hymns no more. I mean, it is what it is. Like if you can't get them something they can relate to, you almost wasting your time.
Yes, sir. Man, these cats, man. That's right. I tell myself, man, these cats, man. I tell these churches, man, you can't do no youth days with the Christian Jubilees quartet group. I said that ain't happening, man. I said they gonna be on their phone. They gonna start walking up out of there.
Yeah.
They will get up out of it. Bro, let me ask you this, bro. What's your thoughts on you now, again, you been in the game, man. You know, you been in the game, you in it. I tell cats, anytime a cat been in the game, gospel rap, 10, 15 years, you a double OG and a super vet. Bro, what's your thoughts on what gospel rap look like in 2021 versus when you came into it?
I think. Let me see. I know. See, I can. When I first came into it, I think we was more united.
Right, right,
I think
right,
I think I think I think we was more linked together. So far, you talking about like these shows and stuff we have, and like you just put up at a show and it'd be like 8 groups or
already.
eight, you know what I'm saying, 8 artists, you know what I'm saying, and everybody, and then everybody that show, it wasn't too many of us doing it like this, so everybody that show we connected,
Right,
and we exchanged numbers, and you know what I'm saying, we got on these other projects, and we kept in contact, and we hit your CD up, you know what I'm saying, we showed us a good time in your CD, and so you know what I'm saying, but like now, I mean, it's doing it. But I guess that the unity, I guess, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of, and then you got a lot, you got different folks that kind of that do it just to be doing it, you know what I'm saying,
right,
like back then it was like it was serious, like before you do a show, like you got a show coming up, man, you was on your face prank, you know what I'm saying,
right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying, you were getting your spirit, like me personally, I'm not getting in front of a church, or I'm not getting in front of a body of people if my spirit ain't right.
right,
Like
right,
that, cause it ain't no performance. Even if I'm doing a regular song, it ain't a performance. It's still ministry. So you're
right,
not getting in front of these people, and you know what I'm saying, and your spirit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And like I don't. I mean, I can't speak for everybody. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for everybody. I can't say folks ain't doing it, but I know that like back then, you know what I'm saying, we had to make sure it already wasn't accepted everywhere. So when you get into an atmosphere, you had to make sure you was on point, because if you weren't spiritually on point, that they weed you out real fast.
right,
Like
right,
like
right,
you weren't gonna be effective at all, because they already had way one accepting you. So if you didn't have no spirit in you, if you didn't have the Holy Spirit in you, if you weren't led, like you finna get rejected real fast. Because you had to have that in you. You had to have the Holy Spirit in you to get past those barriers, you know what I'm saying, and the walls that they were throwing up. But
right,
I get like I done met some kids nowadays. They were like, they living in the kind of way, and just using Christian rap, you know what I'm saying, as a, what I'm saying, a way to get some little fame and all that type of stuff. Like I said, I can't speak for everybody, but I have, you know what I'm saying. I just know back then, we took it real serious, you know, took everything, from trying to live right to everything. It was real life. Like it wasn't. It was a lifestyle. It wasn't. It
right.
wasn't just. It wasn't just something we did. This a lifestyle.
Bro, I agree with you on that, 55,000%, because I remember I'm with you on that. I don't feel that no more. Like I said, when cats go to a city, it was like, hey man, I'm in your city. Or after
Mm.
shows, I know COVID is hopefully Lord willing is easing up, because now everybody you see a lot more people not wearing masks no more, and
Yeah.
hopefully COVID, God is moving this stuff out the way. But just going to a city doing the show, even if I'm gonna use Memphis for example.
Uh-huh.
If I knew a show was going on in Memphis, a cat said, man, how you know all them boys in Memphis? Dallas or wherever, in Louisiana, whatever. I said, man, even if they had a show and I wasn't in the line of Joker, I just went. I just pulled up, supported, and they was like, hey, they told me, they said, bring some music just in case. And I always
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they say, hey,
Yeah.
man, you drove 3 hours away, man, you might well go and do about 15 minutes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
okay. And so, but after the
You
show,
know what I'm saying? Somebody on stage, they see you building, you just shout out.
right,
You
right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, to me, it's like, and I know with the younger kids, I've tried to reach out to some of them, and some of them don't want to listen. And I tell myself, do your thing. I'm just here to. I tell kids, look, I'm not no cat that's gonna tell you what to do. I give you my opinion and move on. And you figure out everything else. But it's so much done changed. Just. I remember going like when Atlanta had their thing going on with the whole hip hop
Mm-hmm.
awards, and
Hip hop,
after
yeah,
that,
yeah.
after that's over, everybody go link up at what's that restaurant? One restaurant.
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Yeah, we about 15 deep. Sitting there at Waffle House.
You know what it is, man. I remember the last time they had it we went to Gladys Night, and that thing was that thing was all night long. Look at they serving greens, cornbread, chicken at 2:00 in the morning, and so I missed that. I missed those things, but you hit it on the head, man. Cats now, it's a lifestyle, but cats now they doing it for. I can gospel rap, and then they put together rhymes like rat cat, backpack, and Jesus. Like, man, what did this dude just say? You know what I'm saying? And look at dog. I'm talking about. I got gospel rap. I'm talking about. Look, I know we're in the downstreaming age. But I'm talking about 5 CDs. I still got all my CDs, man. I still got them. Still bumping them, man. Still bumping them. Bro, let me ask you this, bro. Talking about the download era. Now we in the streaming age. Everything is streaming, and to me, I get streaming, but I tell people when it comes to the money part, I wish cats were still buying CDs. Cause now with streaming, it's like they taking that penny and they chopping it in half, and then taking that half and chopping it in half. And talking about we're gonna give you 10,000 streams and you gonna get 70 cents. Come on, man. That studio time was 70 cents. What's your thoughts on the streaming time now, man?
It's a pro and a con. Like you said, the con is like the pro. The con is like you said back in the day. You do a CD, your CD $10, $15 or whatever.
Right.
You sell a CD, and you got that $10, that $15 right there. Right. And you know what I'm saying? Like you making your money out there. So like you gonna get you some CD. You know what I'm saying? Printer, you get your 100 CD. You sell 100 CD. You know what you get.
Yes, sir.
But now the pro is somebody in Africa,
right,
that never had a chance to buy my CD can go on Spotify, or iTunes, or whatever they listen to, and mistakenly run across a Triz song and like it and become famous.
Right.
Where back in the day, you can't do that.
Right.
So it got its advantages, it got disadvantages. So, like you said, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at one point in time, I ain't gonna lie. At one point in time, I had a job. I was doing my music. My money was low. I needed something to eat. I go sell me a couple of CDs.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And it was that simple. You can't do that no more.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do that no more. But as far as fan base wise and all that type of stuff, it's a pro when it comes to that.
Right. Bro, let me ask you this, bro. Now you been in this thing, man. I know we hit that hour. You been in this thing. Bro, what's next for Triz, man? Look at 2021 is trying to open up now. Look, I watching the game the other day, I was watching ESPN. I wasn't watching the game, I watched ESPN, and I saw the Madison Square Garden. I said, man, that thing was packed. I said, they was in that thing. So what now? I said, I guess the world opening up now. What's next for Triz, man?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I was gonna start rapping.
Right.
And like honestly, I was like, when I put the lead project out, and I was like, okay, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool, But then folks started coming up to me, and man, what you got, man? So. And then this one kid came up to me, and he was like, at the gym, I working at campus at the gym, and he was asking like, what you got new, so. And I was like, man, I ain't just been doing that, man. I've been slacking, so. And he was like, man, you gotta do it, man. And he said, man, you the only CD I can listen to in the car when I got my boys with me.
Man, look at that.
So, and I got the thing, I said, man, like, it's a need. It created a need for me. You know what I'm saying? It was like God was telling me, like, you got your lane, like you doing what I'm supposed to do. Like I make the way for you. Like don't worry about that. I'm making the way for you. And
Right, right.
so it was like, you know what I'm saying, folks were coming to me and they kept on pulling on me, they kept on pulling on me. So it's like, okay, like you got this gift that God and gave you, like you still relevant, you know what I'm saying? You ain't fell out, you still relevant, you know what I'm saying? You still got the swag, you done update the flow, you know what I'm saying? So like do what you supposed to be doing.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, 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 right.
So that's when I dropped a couple of more videos with her. But I got a new song. Actually, it just got cleared. I'm waiting for it to get uploaded on iTunes and Spotify and all that type of stuff. I already got the video. I already got the video done. So probably next week I'll be dropping a new junk called "Doing It Baby." New song called "Doing It Baby." So I'm a roll off that, and so I got some more stuff that's in the vault. You know what I'm saying? I probably release it later, whatever. This pretty much what I got going on right now.
Yes, so we need you in the game, bro. Trust me, we need you in the game. And sometimes God, he'll do things. I'm a testament of it, man. He'll do things to kind of get you, like, stay in the game. For me, I'm gonna say this. When we started this podcast, let me take you back when we started the podcast last year, during COVID, dog. And I remember specifically 2 years ago, 2019 was when he gave me the name of the podcast. So I'm like, okay, I get it. Look, I done drew out the logo, everything. And when COVID first hit, he said, start it now. And so I'm like, okay, the building I'm in, I leased this space out. I've been up here 7 years. I leased this space out. And so I told, at the time, the lady was like, the landlord over the building, she was like, she wasn't really letting nobody in the building because everybody trying to figure out what's this COVID stuff going on. So she was like, hey, can y'all work from the house? And then she kind of just started easing it. And now, she had the door locked, everything. And so now, everything, she's like, it's back to normal now up here. And so I remember specifically, I was looking for this certain piece of hardware. And bro, you remember when COVID first hit and everything was shut down. Jokers was hustling tissue, 6 rolls of tissue for $30. I said, I ain't finna pay no $30 for those 6 rolls of tissue, man. So everybody hustling.
Yeah, and so for sanitizer for the little small sanitizer, $22.99.
Yeah, man. A box of masks was $54. I said, come on, man, for 50 masks, $1 a mask. Come on. And so when that, look at. I ain't no bad. Let me talk about that mask for a minute. I get it when I bought a box of masks, it was like $35. That same box of masks still sitting at Home Depot right now for $14. I said, man, look at these boys in the hustling. And so I had to get the mask because we trying to figure out what's going on. But this certain piece of hardware I needed, boy, it was sold out everywhere. I'm talking about, I looked at all the music sites, the guitar centers, the Sweetwaters, every this thing gone. They said we don't even know when we getting it. So just so happened, November 2019, I met this cat on Facebook out of Minnesota. Got a music store in Minnesota. He hit me last year, April last year, 2020, when COVID was just hitting and folks trying to figure out what's going on. And he said, man, you remember me? I said, I do. And I was asking about some DJ equipment or something. He said, man, I got this equipment right here, this 18 minute switcher. He said, I got it right now in my hands right now. He said, I only got 2 in the whole store. So that's what I told him. I said, man, hold up. I said, I already paid for a pre-order, out of a store in New York, B&H Photo in New York. I said, I already gave him the money and everything. It's on pre-order. He said, so I told him, I said, now if I cancel this order, I don't know if I'm going to get back in line to get this thing. I said, but do you have it right now in your hand? I ain't doing no pre-order. He told me, he said, I got it in my hand right now. He said, I thought about you He said it's in the box and everything. Boy, I canceled the order. He told me, he said, if you go ahead and order, I have it for you. He said it'll be at your doorstep in 2 days. Cause you remember when COVID first hit, UPS dropping stuff at your house and they ain't even ring your doorbell. They just dropping it off and leaving. They ain't tell you nothing. So 2 days later, bro, that thing was sitting there. So when I got it, I took it in my kitchen. I was sitting at the table talking to my wife. I'm just laughing. She said, what you laughing? I said, this the piece I needed right here. This thing is sold out all over the world. They ain't even making it right now because of COVID. And I knew right there God was telling me, get this podcast going. That's why I was laughing. I said, all right, God, I hear you. I see what you're saying. And so that's what so he just got the man, he just had that cat come see you, man, to nudge at you, man, be like, hey, man, stay in the game a little bit longer, man. Stay in this thing because the game needs you, Memphis needs you, gospel rap needs you, man. And these young cats coming up, man, they need to see something different. And especially they need to stop sounding like these robots, man. Everybody sound the same, man. So, man, y'all quit going to the same rap university, man. Y'all trying to get this quick, hurry up, success fix.
Right. You know, and I had a partner ask me one time. He was listening to something. He said, "Man, you ever thought about doing a little thing with your voice?" And I was like, "For what?"
Right.
And his word was, "Man, everybody doing that." I was like, "That's why I ain't gonna do it."
That's why I ain't doing it.
Because everybody doing it.
Hey, I told the cat, man. I told the cat in my studio. I said, man. I said he asked me something about some auto tune. I said, man, I got auto tune. I said I ain't using no auto tune, man. I said the thing he was asking me. He said, well, man. He said, why is it that you can do shows? We were just talking about shows. And I told him, I said, the thing that I said, I'm not trying to be the best rapper. That's not my goal to be the best rapper. I said, I'm not the best. I ain't the Cyrus. I said, but I ain't the best. I said, I don't go in it with that mindset. I said, I go in it knowing I have the favor of God on my side. I said, that's one. I said, number two, I'm from the South, so I sound different. I said, and I'm not trying to sound like Triz. You know, I'm not trying to sound like whoever in Memphis, whoever in my city. I said, people know when it's a difference. I said, when you striving to stay in your lane and do your thing, I said, they appreciate that. And they, they roll with that. So I told boy, I said, I don't have no recipe or no formula. I said, that's what it is. I said, I know God gave me the favor. I said, that's one. I said, number two, I said, Joker, I ain't making no song with no auto tunes and whoever rapping at the man, I'm not doing that. That ain't my thing. I said, it's about 1,000 dudes rapping like that. And the gospel rappers rapping like that too, man. So bro, we need you in the game, man. Bro, before we get off this thing, man, this was good, man. We gotta get you back on sooner than later, man. We gotta get you back on, bro. We gotta get you back on. And I tell everybody, this our first season. I know I won't say in October is our second season of this podcast, but man, like I said, man, I'm glad you jumped on board, bro. How can everybody reach you on social media, man?
In Triz World. It's in Triz World on Instagram, in Triz World on Facebook, in Triz World on Twitter, YouTube, Triz Music. It's Intriz, it's INTRIZ World, in Triz World.
Already. Bro, and the last word before you jump off this thing, man.
Man, just I appreciate you for having me here, man.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? It's real talk. We just gotta support each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody. I seen a post the other day, like I said earlier. I seen a post the other day, and it was pretty much like, why you ain't blew up yet? Mm-hmm. And it's like, cause you didn't share my post. Mm-hmm. Everybody, so especially us as Christian artists or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We probably be the biggest supporters of each other. And that's how it's gonna get out to the masses or whatever. So man, we gotta support each other, man. Real talk. You got somebody got something true and something pure, man. Support it.
Already. I feel that, man. Yeah, I'm with you with that 1,000. I tell cats all the time. I said, man, I'm a networker. I said, and I'm a supporter. I'm gospel rap 10 toes down. I said everybody who in it and doing it, and you hit on the head, man. We gotta continue to support. And no, look, it's okay if we support because the world is big enough for everybody to ride their own lane and quit with all this goofy mess, man.
Yeah, you support somebody else, open up the door for you.
Already. But we gonna end it on that right there, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Big dog salute, man.
All right.
And that's the refill. Let me get this thing right. That was Triz, y'all. That was another good podcast. Let me tell y'all something, man. He was dropping all kind of game, and if y'all wasn't picking it up, you just missed out. But if you just not tuning in, when I'm done talking, just rewind the video. I think you can rewind it now and catch it in the very beginning, and just listen to the conversation, because the one thing we doing here with this platform, we're building it out to where the artists, the DJs, the promoters, and the influencers of gospel rap can share their stories and talk about how they move around in the game, in the gospel rap game, in the gospel rap space. So, man, this episode 43, man. Again, I'm your host, Ron Daniel. Listen, we building, we learning, we figuring this thing out, and we grinding, and we gonna continue to grow, and we need y'all help to help us grow. So if you like what we're doing, if you get down what we're doing, continue to share what we're doing. Continue to share this video, share this podcast on your page, on your social media pages. All the social media pages y'all on, we on too. The Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything, share. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Snapchat. Maybe I should get on that soon. We'll see. But again, also, if you like what we're doing, man, donate to the show. We need money so we can continue to grow this platform. So donate any amount. You'll see the information scrolling at the bottom of the screen. PayPal, VENMO, Square. Well, soon we have Square. We have Square on the website when the website is done, and Cash App. So you can see at the bottom, Cash App, VENMO, PayPal, and soon we have Square on the website. So this was episode 43. I'm your host, Ron Daniel. Listen, we're going to see y'all tomorrow night with episode 44. And, man, y'all have a good weekend. I know Memorial Day weekend's coming up. I know it's going to be a lot of vacationing and partying and eating. Y'all just be safe out there. And come back tomorrow night. Also, one last thing, if you're an artist, if you want to be on the show, email us. We are getting submissions for June, July, and August. So email us, let us know. If you want to be on the show, we got to check you out. And if you fit the format of the show, we put you in the game. It's that simple. So we'll give y'all the double chunk, man. We're going to get out of here, and we're going to see y'all tomorrow night.